Flex and Fresh Pet Smeltery. There wasn't a mess in the world they couldn't clean, but this one had teeth. Tony's boots crunched down on cracked pine needles as he stepped out of the Flexmobile. His mop, battle-scarred and wrapped in black duct tape, rested on his shoulder like a holy weapon. He looked up at the cabin. Dead trees loomed like skeletal fingers. The windows had been boarded up, but something inside was still watching. The air smelled like wet fur and burnt shampoo. Jesse stepped out behind him in a trench coat lined with lavender dryer sheets, his hair windswept and shining like obsidian in moonlight. He was holding a lavender-scented spray bottle with a crucifix zip-tied to the nozzle. "This is the job," Jesse whispered. "This looks like where Conditioner goes to die." Tony nodded grimly. Pet Smeltery, real place. Supposedly built on cursed animal grooming ground. Town says anything cleaned here comes back wrong. From behind the cabin, something howled, but it was wet. Like a cat drowning in Windex. Inside the cabin was worse. Dog fur floated through the air like ghosts made of static. Mismatched collars clinked from hooks on the wall. A giant tub stood in the center of the room, rimmed with claw marks, black mildew, and teeth. Human teeth. "Place smells like demonic Febreze," Jesse muttered, pulling out a comb like it was a dagger. Tony moved to the corner where a plaque read, "The Smeltery, because no stain stays buried forever." Suddenly, the walls shuddered. The bathtub began to fill with thick black shampoo on its own. Then it bubbled. Then something crawled out. It was a poodle, or at least it used to be. Half its fur was matted to its skull. The other half had been shampooed into a permanent swirl of hellish perfection. Its eyes glowed purple, its mouth foamed with Garnier Fructis, and it snarled in French. Jesse screamed, "Tony, that poodle just tried to curse me into a mullet!" Tony grunted, swinging his mop. The beast dodged and lunged. Jesse sprayed air freshener like holy water, shouting in rhyme, "Beast of Frizz, your shine's expired. I style with force. Be unadmired." The poodle shrieked and burst into a cloud of clashing perfume notes. Tony blinked. "We just got attacked by a salon reject." But Jesse didn't laugh. Because outside, in the dark, more sounds came. Whimpers, growls, meows, barked syllables in unknown languages. From the woods, they were coming. They didn't run. They suited up. Tony tightened his gloves. Jesse applied emergency mousse and tied his hair into a sacred cleaning braid. Outside, a wave of creatures emerged from the black. Zombie hamsters in maid outfits. A blood-soaked retriever dragging a cursed vacuum. A hairless cat floating 5 inches off the ground, muttering ancient dog show rituals in Latin. "We can't clean all of them," Jesse whispered, voice shaking. Tony cracked his mop like a thunderbolt. "We don't clean them." He stepped forward. "We bury them." The battle was savage. Tony drop-kicked a demon schnauzer into a dryer set to permanent press. Jesse rapped exorcisms while scrubbing the eyes off a haunted parrot. "Your feathers foul, your danders deep, but I'll bleach your soul and put you to sleep." The hairless cat shrieked in Latin, flung itself at Jesse, and tried to curse his follicles. Jesse screamed, "Not the roots!" He sprayed it mid-air with a combo of dry shampoo and sacred almond oil. The cat exploded into glitter and regret. But then the tub roared. Black shampoo erupted sky-high, forming a swirling cyclone of fur and screams. From it rose the final boss. It was the groomer. 10 feet tall, half human, half hedgehog, wielding a cursed blow-dryer and dragging a leash made of split ends. Its mouth didn't move, but 1,000 voices whispered from inside its bristles. "No mess stays clean forever!" Tony charged. Jesse rapped. "You think your fur can block my fame? My hair's insured. Yours dies in shame." The groomer roared, knocked Jesse into the wall, and advanced on Tony. Its blow-dryer screamed. The wind peeled paint off the walls. Tony braced, then smiled. He pulled something from his belt. A bottle, labeled Flex and Fresh Final Rinse. He twisted off the cap and whispered, "Deep clean, baby." Then he chugged it. The room went white. A blast of citrus wind exploded from Tony's mouth. The groomer screamed, tried to run, but its leash wrapped around its own legs and dragged it into the tub, now glowing blue with divine soap light. The smeltery trembled. Cracks raced up the walls. The animals dissolved into bubbles and furballs. The tub collapsed, and just like that, it was clean. Too clean, unnaturally clean. Outside, morning came. Birds chirped. A light breeze carried the faint smell of eucalyptus and death. Jesse sat on the hood of the Flexmobile, one arm around a comb, the other around a space blanket. "That was horrifying," he said, eyes wide. Tony nodded. "You good?" "I saw a hamster flossing with a human nerve. No, I am not good." Tony passed him a juice box. Jesse sipped, then sighed. "What was that place, man?" Tony looked back at the cabin, now nothing more than suds and cinders. "Some stains don't want to be cleaned. Some messes. Fight back." Jesse nodded, solemn. "We're not just cleaners anymore." Tony smiled. "Number. We're exorcists with a mop budget." Their phone buzzed. New job, haunted car wash, possessed beard salon. Who cared? Tony stood. Jesse stood beside him, hair gleaming, eyes dead tired. But they walked back to the Flexmobile together. Before Jesse stepped in, he looked at his reflection in the window. He smiled, then whispered, "I ain't no fly shy." And the wind carried it into the woods, where something growled, but stayed still. The wind was calm now. The sun cut softly through the trees. The haunted smeltery had collapsed into a perfect little circle of steaming, sanctified dirt. A few bubbles still popped in the grass like leftover dreams. Tony and Jesse sat on the Flexmobile, legs hanging off the hood, sipping lemon Powerade and breathing in the silence. For the first time in forever, they didn't speak. Not because there was nothing to say, but because what they needed to say couldn't be said with bleach or rhymes. Finally, Jesse looked up. His hair, though wind-swept and shampoo-scarred from battle, still fell in perfect harmony like a slow-motion shampoo commercial. He turned, not to Tony, but to you, to the real Tony, and the real Jesse. "Hey," Jesse said, voice low. "We know you're out there." Tony nodded. "You created us, dreamed us up, made us real. You gave us lives and laughs and weird enemies like vacuum spiders and haunted mop ghosts. You gave me perfect hair," Jesse added. "You gave Tony strength and purpose and that emotionally distant mop love thing he does." Tony chuckled. Then he got serious, real serious. "But most of all, you gave us a bond, the kind you can't fake, the kind that survives anything. Ghosts, fire, demonic shampoo dogs." Jesse smiled gently. "We're not just characters, man. We're reflections, symbols of something bigger. Of you," Tony said. "Of what happens when two people take something wild and strange and run with it together." Jesse stood up slowly, hands in his trench coat pockets. His silhouette cut sharp against the rising sun. His hair glowed like a shampoo halo. "Whatever you're doing out there," he said to the real Jesse and Tony, "keep going, keep creating, keep cleaning up the messes nobody else wants to touch. Keep being bold enough to be weird," Tony added, "and strong enough to be funny. And if the world ever gets too dark," Jesse whispered, "just remember, you can always find us. In the foam, in the spray, in the silence between mop strokes, in the beat before the next rhyme. Then together they looked straight at you, and they said in perfect shining unison, "Stay silky, baby."